Darth Vader, consumed by grief over Padmé's death, establishes a fortress on Mustafar, seeking to harness its dark energies to resurrect her. Guided by the ancient Sith Lord Darth Momin, he constructs a portal to the Netherworld. Upon activation, Vader confronts apparitions of his past, including a vision of Padmé. However, she recoils, declaring, "Anakin Skywalker is dead." Realizing his quest is futile, Vader's anguish deepens, solidifying his descent into darkness.
Here's a fact Star Wars fans don't want to hear. Darth Vader is not the most powerful Sith. He looks cool, he sounds cool, he is cool. But the suit is basically a walking support tank from Walmart, and if Anakin would have never caught fire, he would be God tier. However, since he became Mechanical Suit Vader, he's not that powerful. Until you comment down below why he is the most powerful, I'm going to keep believing he's not. Let me know.
So, you thought the nose scene in Revenge of the Sith was just awkward? Yeah, that was a Force scream. A dark side outburst so powerful, it literally blew up the medical droids. Right after Palpatine tells Vader he killed Padmé, Vader doesn't just cry, he unleashes a shockwave of grief and rage that shatters equipment around him. This isn't just drama, it's Sith rage turned weapon. Legends called it Force Scream. Canon showed us what it looks like, and Darth Vader, he screamed so hard he broke the room.
After Order 66, not all Jedi survivors were warriors. Some were just children. The Briar Brigade was a group of younglings and Padawans who survived the Jedi Purge by hiding in the Outer Rim. With no masters and no training, they still chose to fight back. They were called the Ankle-Biter Brigade by their enemies because they were so small but so vicious. Led by a brave youngling named Chow Fon, they launched guerrilla-style ambushes on Imperial patrols. They stole supplies, rescued prisoners, and even managed to sabotage key facilities on Naboo and Kessel. But eventually, Vader found out, and he came for them. None survived. They weren't a threat to the Empire, but Vader destroyed them anyway, because they reminded him of what he had lost. After discovering his master's secrets, Vader forced his way to Exegol, Palpatine's hidden world in the unknown regions. There, he saw it all. Massive star destroyers, cloned bodies and tanks, and the early whispers of what would one day become the Final Order. But Palpatine didn't let him leave untouched. He unleashed beasts, machines, and pure dark side terror to break Vader's spirit. Instead, Vader survived everything and knelt. Not out of fear, but because he understood. The Sith didn't end with him, they were evolving. You know this, but there's more. His real name is Anakin Skywalker, and he was born to a slave named Shmi on Tatooine, with no known father. In Star Wars, it's implied the Force conceived him. In real life, George Lucas based this on messianic figures like Jesus and Hercules, heroes born of divine origin, destined for greatness. Everyone blames Anakin for turning to the dark side, but what if the Jedi pushed him there? They told him to bury fear, to suppress love, to detach from everything that made him human. So when Anakin saw visions of Padmé dying, he turned to the Jedi for help, and they told him to let her go. But Palpatine didn't. He listened. He understood. The Jedi raised a weapon. Palpatine saw the broken person inside. And that's the real tragedy. The Sith gave Anakin what the Jedi never would, compassion. They didn't steal him, they caught him when the Jedi let him fall. Now that's deep. Darth Vader wasn't just the Emperor's enforcer. He was the key to Palpatine's entire plan. Born as Anakin Skywalker, he was the chosen one, meant to bring balance to the Force. But instead, he was manipulated, twisted by loss, and turned into a weapon of fear. He crushed Jedi, hunted rebels, and ruled with terror. But deep inside, Anakin never fully died. That's why Palpatine feared him, because Vader still had the power to choose. And when he did, he destroyed the very thing he helped build.
So, who was Darth Vader's father? Technically, Anakin Skywalker had no father. He was conceived by the Force, or so we were told. But let's be real, who influenced his entire life, controlled his destiny, and manipulated him into becoming Vader? Palpatine. In fact, Palpatine created Darth Vader, which basically makes him his father. The guy gaslit Anakin from birth, turned him against everyone he loved, and then watched as he got roasted on Mustafar. If that's not bad parenting, I don't know what is. So was Palpatine actually Anakin's father? Not biologically, but let's just say he's definitely the reason Anakin had daddy issues. Before Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader, he was haunted by visions of the future. But one of his most terrifying premonitions has been almost completely forgotten. During the Clone Wars, Anakin had a dark vision unlike any other while on Mortis, a mysterious Force realm. There, the Sun, a powerful dark side entity, showed him the future, his fall to the dark side, the burning of the Jedi Temple, the slaughter of younglings, and even himself as Darth Vader. Anakin saw everything before it ever happened, but then the vision was erased from his mind. If he had remembered it, could he have changed his fate? Or was Anakin's destiny always sealed? Anakin Skywalker's origins have been a mystery since The Phantom Menace. He was born with an unprecedented connection to the Force, but how? His mother, Shmi Skywalker, told Qui-Gon Jinn that there was no father. Anakin was simply conceived by the Force. Some believe it was the will of the Force, while others think Darth Plagueis or Palpatine manipulated midi-chlorians to create him. The truth? It's still one of Star Wars' greatest unsolved mysteries. Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader, so why didn't he ever wield a red lightsaber before Mustafar? Every Sith bleeds their Kyber crystal, turning it red, but Anakin never had time. After killing the Jedi in the temple, he went straight to Mustafar with his blue saber. Only after losing to Obi-Wan did he forge a new Sith blade. His original crystal, lost forever in the flames of Mustafar.
While Vader was the Emperor's enforcer, Tarkin technically outranked him in the military hierarchy. Tarkin commanded the Death Star and even ordered Vader to stand down during their confrontation with Leia. But power isn't just about rank. Vader had the Emperor's ear, and his connection to the dark side made him untouchable. In the end, Tarkin had control on paper, but Vader's raw power ensured he was the true force to fear. Rank or raw power, who would you follow? After his duel with Obi-Wan on Mustafar, Darth Vader was built with cybernetic limbs and a respirator which makes him more machine than man. Darth Vader's armor was deliberately designed by Emperor Palpatine to be uncomfortable, keeping Vader in constant pain to fuel his connection to the dark side. He built his own castle on Mustafar. It was constructed over a Sith cave imbued with dark side energy, allowing him to meditate and strengthen his power. Just as Anakin did, Vader continued to demonstrate exceptional piloting skills, commanding fear and respect in space combat. Vader led a group of dark side agents tasked with hunting down and eliminating the remaining Jedi across the galaxy.
Darth Vader built his fortress, Vader's castle, on Mustafar, the same volcanic planet where he was defeated by Obi-Wan Kenobi. He chose this location because the dark side energies there helped him channel his pain and anger, strengthening his connection to the Force.
Here's something most Star Wars fans don't realize. Anakin Skywalker was literally breaking Jedi rules just by getting dressed. Traditional Jedi were required to wear simple, monk-like robes, earth-tone colors like tan, beige, and brown, lightweight material, loose-fitting, nothing personalized, nothing aggressive. All of it was meant to show humility and unity. Anakin, yeah, he ignored all of that. He wore black leather, a dark inner tunic, custom gauntlets, modified Clone Wars armor, and a glove that looks like it came straight out of the Sith catalog. Canon sources even say he repeatedly modified his armor against standard Jedi protocol. The Jedi Council didn't approve, but they didn't stop him either, because Anakin kept winning battles. So yes, Anakin Skywalker wasn't just breaking the code, he was breaking the dress code.